All right. I will welcome everyone to the virtual regular August meeting of the Police and Fire Commission. We will start off with the roll call. Vice President Schaaf.
Here.
Commissioner Boyle-Roloff.
Here.
Commissioner Cobb.
Here.
Commissioner Wanizak.
Present.
Okay, all the commissioners are present. First item is approval of the agenda. You received an agenda in the mail. There are no questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Nancy Schaaf.
Moved by Commissioner Schaaf. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Boyle-Roloff. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's passed. Next is approval of the minutes of our regular July meeting. We had spoken before the meeting. Warren actually attended the meeting, but was unable to get in. I was not able to speak, but he indicated that he was in agreement with all of the motions that we had during that meeting, and the minutes were adjusted to reflect that. Any other changes to the minutes? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Wanizak.
Moved by Commissioner Wanizak. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Boyle-Roloff. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's unanimously carried. Informational section. I have nothing major to report. I look forward to the time where we can get back to meeting together in a room face to face. We did have the swear in for the new police officers that were actually formally sworn in a couple months ago, but we had the public swearing in last week, and that would have an event where their families could attend, albeit a very distant event since we were in a large room and doing proper social distancing. So I look forward to getting back to close to normal. So with that, I will turn it over to the chiefs. Chief Smith, we'll start with the police.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. Thumbs up if you can. Great. Okay, perfect. So just so you know, if you got the notification on the SWAT call out on Main Street, we're looking for a wanted suspect. Our SWAT team's out there now. They're kind of mustering up and they're headed out there now. So we'll keep close tabs on that. If anything big comes out, we'll let you know. Speaking of the SWAT team, we were scheduled to go to the DNC this upcoming couple weeks, but we were just canceled. And the reason why we were canceled is because it's going virtual. There was a lot of back and forth between the chiefs in different counties and across the state, whether they're going to show up or not. We had a specialized mission, which was to be the SWAT team for the city of Milwaukee. That mission didn't change. Our protocols didn't change. I was actually looking forward to it. I thought it'd be a great experience for our officers, but we were canceled from that. So we will not be responding to Milwaukee to cover the DNC. Well, I guess we'll watch it on TV. As President Goldhahn noticed or mentioned, we did swear in 5 officers. They were hired a couple months ago, and 2 promotions. That was great. We're looking forward to more because we're down to about 179 as of today. As you know, we're authorized at 185, and in a perfect world, we'll be back up to 194. Our crime is doing well. You know, the only thing up really significantly is aggravated assaults. Our total crime picture is down 17%, which is terrific for Green Bay. I'll be sending out the weekly update in just a little while later this afternoon. What else I want to talk about? SWAT, crime, SWAT call out, Main Street, new officers. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the sergeant promotions later. And Commander Warwick will be here to handle that. And I believe Jody Booth is going to be handling the interviews that we have later. One piece of good news, although it's bad news because we broke our streak, but we crashed a car over the weekend. Minor crash involving us rear-ending somebody. But the last car crash we had involving a police car was May 28th. And I can't think of a time in Green Bay, certainly since I've been here, that we've gone 2 months plus without crashing a police car. Now, that's a concerted effort among everybody, among our officers and among the supervisors, holding each other accountable. But also, I think maybe part of that is because we switched over to that SUV, and it's got better visibility, and it's not quite as snappy when you drive it around. But the guys have been doing great with no crashes since May 28th. And knock on wood, maybe we can go another couple months without another one. So with that, I'll turn it over to any questions that anybody might have.
Any questions for the chief? All right, hearing none. Rob.
Good morning. Just a couple of things going on with incident responses. Our call volume essentially has pretty much returned to normal. We saw a pretty significant drop off during the early stages of COVID, but generally speaking, it's back to normal. We have had a few fires lately that have been interesting. One of them involved some hoarder-like conditions, which of course makes it a little more difficult to get into the building and make access to get the fire out. Later this week, on Thursday, will be the 14th anniversary of the Arnie Wolf incident where we lost Lieutenant Wolf. So we've got a few things going on that day to just kind of reflect on that and look back at all the policies and practices that we've changed and so on. Other than that, we're working with the clerk's office for some logistical support for elections, just some equipment and so on. But that's probably about it. Things are going fairly well. Any questions?
Rob, when do you anticipate us doing the interviews for the next crop of new firefighters?
Well, I think a little bit of that is going to depend on discussions going forward here in the budget. I know we've seen some stuff from Fox Valley Tech, but we'll have to look at how that process plays out, I think, a little bit here in the next couple months.
Okay. Any other questions for Rob? All right, thank you both. We'll go to our next regular business item, which is consideration with possible action on a request to approve the promotion of 2 battalion chiefs. The commission may convene in closed session pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 1, sub C and F, Wisconsin statutes to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility. The commission may thereafter reconvene in open session pursuant to section 19.85, paragraph 2, Wisconsin statutes to report the results of the closed session and consider the balance of the agenda. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved. Wanazek.
Moved by Commissioner Wanazek. Is there a second?
Second, Schaaf.
Second by Commissioner Schaaf. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're in closed session. Go ahead. So Jen, are we clear to go back into report?
Yes, can you hear me? Oh, I think I'm muted. Sorry, I was muted. Can you hear me?
Clear to go?
Yes, can you just repeat for the purposes of the recording that Commissioner Schaaf made the motion and Commissioner Cobb second for approval?
Sure. All right, while in closed session, we reviewed a recommendation to appoint Eric Jeltema and Ray Futon to the position of Battalion Chief effective August 30th of this year. Commissioner Schaaf made the motion to approve that. Commissioner Cobb seconded that. It was unanimously passed. So on behalf of the commission, I want to congratulate these 2 gentlemen on their promotions. And Rob, looking at the agenda with that, I think that is the only remaining fire item because you had no spending on our budget report. We've got some patrol officer interviews. The normal date of the next meeting will be September 3rd. We'll probably talk that over since that's only 2.5 weeks away from now, so that may or may not change. based on other interview needs, probably in the PD or if there are other needs from the fire department. So with that, if you're free to go on and do some other active work if you'd like to.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you for working through that agenda item with us, and we'll see you at the next one.
All right, sounds good. All right, the next item is consideration with possible action on the request to approve the police sergeant promotional process. So that information was also in your package. So Jen and Chief Smith, does this represent any changes to the previous one we had?
No, it is the same, sorry, could you hear me?
Yeah.
It is the same process.
Okay. So with that, there's been no changes. Are there any questions about the process to either the chief or to Jen?
Sir, I'm having a hard time hearing you, but there is no change in the process. We're hoping that after the first of the year, because we're working on making some modifications to our org chart by adding
Oh, no.
It's cut out here.
I think we lost the chief.
And the chief wasn't talking on my screen, but his voice was there.
Yeah. Can you do your best, Chief Smith imitation? Oh, there he is. He's back.
Yeah,
We lost you, Chief.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Got kicked out of our own meeting. There's really not a lot of changes there's no changes to the procedure. We're just we're hoping to make some changes to the org chart. And I'll throw it over to Kevin because he's really well versed. He's been working on this since the very beginning.
so as we plan for 2021 and Commissioner Goldhahn referenced City Council and approving the budget, we're going into investing an additional 4 sergeants to get our complement up to 15 sergeants. And we keep sergeants off the current promotional list because of a budgetary reason. So we want to have an requested for so that come January of 2021, we'll have an eligibility list for sergeants that we could train up and get them on the road, because our table of organization will be to 1 lieutenant and 5 sergeants going into 2021.
All right. Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve this promotional process.
So moved, Wanazek.
Moved by Commissioner Wanazak. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Boyle-Roloff. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion passed unanimously. The next item is consider possible action on the following communications: the budget status report and the budget spreadsheet. One of the things that I noticed was we had it listed $1,609 in spending this past month, but if I look at the budget spreadsheet, it only showed about $205 in additional spending. I asked Jen to follow up. She did that, and the 1609 for the month represented a correction of a previous error that occurred back in May. So it adjusted to get some spending in the right account. So the year-to-date spending is accurate in that. So if anyone else saw that, that's the reason behind that. So thank you, Jen, for following up with that.
Thanks for the question.
Okay, are there any other questions? If not, I will entertain a motion to receive those reports and place on file.
So moved, Wanazek.
Moved by Commissioner Wanazak. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cobb. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, those have been approved. Those have been approved to place on file. And then consideration with possible action on a request to approve the monthly bill. The only bill this month was the $10 for a medical test. I'll entertain a motion to approve payment.
So moved, Schaaf.
Moved by Commissioner Schaaf. Is there a second?
So moved, Wanazek.
Second by Commissioner Wanazak. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any opposed? Okay, we unanimously agreed to pay the bills. Next item is consideration with possible action on the review of the patrol officer candidate backgrounds. And then second, the interviews with patrol officer candidates. So as in the past, I'll read the closed session statement for both those agenda items. We will do one closed session vote, and we will do both of those in closed session. And coming out of closed session, I will report on those individually. So item 5 is consideration with possible action on the review of patrol officer candidate backgrounds. The commission may convene in closed session pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 1, sub C and F, Wisconsin statutes to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility. The commission may thereafter reconvene in open session pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 2, Wisconsin stat, report the results of the closed session and consider the balance of the agenda. And then number 6, interviews with patrol officer candidates. Please take notice that pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 1, sub C and F, Wisconsin statutes, the commission may convene in closed session for the purpose of interviewing, evaluating, and considering employment of patrol officer candidates. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved, Wanazek.
Moved by Commissioner Wanazak. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Roloff. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are in closed session. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Okay, we'll call this unanimous. Okay, so coming out of here, I'll report that we interviewed 2 candidates, reviewed the background of 2 candidates, and voted to continue both of those in the hiring process.
Rod,
Yes,
I'm sorry, but I missed who made the motion to go back into open session.
we haven't done that yet.
Oh, I see. We are recording again.
Oh, okay. In that case, then in open session, we will have the vote to go into open session. Is there a vote to go into open session?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wanazak,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. We are back. While in closed session, we reviewed the background investigation of 2 candidates, and we conducted a Zoom interview with both those candidates. And the commission unanimously voted to continue both of those candidates in the hiring process. The motion to do so was made by Commissioner Boyle Roloff, and it was seconded by Commissioner Schaaf. And as I said, it was a unanimous vote to continue those people. Our next normal meeting time would be September 3rd, but I think given that the police department is continuing to do backgrounds and employment work on candidates, we'll probably yield to whatever timing works out best for them to fit into that. So at the present, reserve September 3rd, but keep in mind we may delay that for that hiring process. There are no
later into September, Rod?
That's what I'm kind of thinking, but Jody, and I'll yield to you. Do you think like that?
Well, what we're going to run into with Archie is that he's being deployed to Guantanamo Bay for the next 9 months. And we wanted to get him in through his PFC interview before he leaves. So I'll touch base with him probably later tonight and find out exactly what his schedule is going to be, because as we all see, things kind of change on a dime for him with his deployment. So I should know here within the next 3 to 4 days for sure what he has available. And then I'm looking at having 3 more additional backgrounds ready for you by that time anyway. So you'll probably have, with Archie, you'll have 4 more.
Okay. So we'll plan for that day, and we'll just stay fluid in case that schedule changes.
Yep.
All right. Again, no public hearings. So with that, that completes our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wanazek. Was it Nancy or Marion that seconded?
Nancy, second.
Seconded by Commissioner Schaaf. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned.